it downfield. It is. Oh, it's caught. John Moran in the clutch. Oh, my word. Oh, my God. Deep to right field. Way up there. And way down the sideline. Jefferson. Another huge run. Jalen Red broke tackle. Stayed on his feet.
What's happening, everybody? You're here back at Blake's Take, and one of the biggest debates and conversations of all time surrounding college sports is the aspect of players getting paid. For so many years, the NCAA has gotten away with taking advantage of these young adults and athletes, taking in their talent, their abilities for their own financial benefit rather than the ones who deserve it in the players. Well, the players may have finally just received justice as the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday unanimously ruled in favor of college athletes seeking unlimited benefits tied to education in the landmark case that enhances players' ability to earn compensation while simultaneously diminishing the NCAA's power. The Supreme Court ruled that the NCAA could not limit such benefits for athletes who play Division I basketball or football. The NCAA and its members college maintain important traditions that have become part of the fabric of America, but those traditions alone cannot justify the NCAA's decision to build a massive money-raising enterprise on the backs of student athletes who are not fairly compensated, wrote Justice Brett Kavanaugh in his concurring opinion. Nowhere else is America can businesses get away with agreeing not to pay their workers a fair market rate on the theory that their product is defined by not paying their workers a fair market rate. And under the ordinary principles of antitrust law, it is not evident why college sports should be any different. In quote, he said, the NCAA is not above the law. The suit, in which it was called the NCAA versus Alston, was brought to you by a group of athletes led by former West Virginia running back Sean Alston, who contended the NCAA had violated antitrust laws by capping the amount of compensation they could receive as part of their scholarships. Currently, scholarships only include tuition, room and board, and cost of attendance. However, that will now be expanded to schools having the ability to provide nearly anything they want to these athletes, so long as it can tie into items of educational experience. This enhances the chances of athletes being able to get vast sums of benefits in the future, with the NCAA still finalizing name and image and likeness rules while awaiting a potential congressional bill. So we know this is great news for the athletes, but what does this mean for the NCAA and its future? Well, this marks the first punch in a downward spiral for the NCAA in the aspect of preventing players' compensation for athletic abilities and public figure / image. These athletes create such an immense image for themselves with their talent that they show, and many of them go on to have successful careers in the aspect of these sports that they play. For example, most recently, Zion Williamson was the face of college basketball, drawing in millions and millions and millions of followers, highlight view videos, and then, of course, the people actually in attendance buying the tickets, buying the merchandise of his jersey. It was huge. He was huge just by his individual image, but he was not receiving any compensation for it because of him still being a student athlete under NCAA rules. And now that would change to where he could actually get educational benefits, as so far as we know now, and potentially in the future, as this looks where it's headed, the NCAA will not be able to prevent any of these more compensation for these athletes. And so it's looking like these athletes will be able to get in the near future. I am expecting them to be able to make other forms of money outside of education and start receiving endorsements and deals. Because amateurism it shouldn't be qualified anymore in this society where success is ranged from age to age, and these young athletes come out and they show the world what they're made of, and they should be rewarded for that and not punished and feel like they can't do anything with their talent. These athletes, I'm so happy for them, and after such a long battle with the NCAA, who has been taking advantage of them for the years, the universities, and it's finally a win for the student athlete, and I'm so glad the Supreme Court unanimously understands that, really showing the country its opinion and shutting down the NCAA once and for all. It's going to be a great step forward and many step forwards to come for the future of student athletes and their ability to have financial success and life success overall. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I am very excited for upcoming any athletes around here who are going to be a part of college sports. This is huge for you. You can have unlimited financial support in regards to your education starting July 1st is when it will be implemented. It is going to be a great step in the right direction, and you will have a much better experience in college and a much better success in life with these financial benefits that I'm so glad are finally, after a long overdue and waiting for this approval. But it had to go to the highest level in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court unanimously decided that student athletes will have no limit on their educational benefits. Hope you enjoyed. You can catch it all on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and or YouTube, and many more. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day.